it's the McBlokes, or their revolutionary comrade who brings in all the chicks. Bleh, no worries. I'll stop my impressions of the various people that appear on this show now, but I won't promise I'll continue it off script so my diligent editor has more material to make his life meaningful. Yes, but who would have thought a show about two 60-something Australian twins could be so enjoyable? So much so, in fact, it earns a top 10 list. Would that even be warranted? Well, however these two men and the various children Ian have on the show randomly pop up and do their thing, it does leave one to wonder. What exactly are the top 10 McBloke Show episodes? Something that might help to understand some of this is the series that they have on their channel. Whether it's Ian with his heyday playing Fallout 4 or getting tied up by his kids in Five Nights at Freddy's, or maybe Jason building his empire in Satisfactory and Portal, or even the Let's Plays they do with the various guests that appear on their show. That is something that I will try to answer here as Season 4 has officially wrapped up, and I've spent a good 3 months on this project. So, without further ado, let's jump into it.
Number 10.
Season 4, Episode 7, Seeking Virgin. In this episode, we see Ian traverse through the radioactive wasteland looking for a virgin. No, that's not the joke. He actually does that in this episode. While this goes on, we have our comment of the day, which is oftentimes interrupted by Ian and his screams. This infuriates Amish, who is with Ian in this episode, and we get many loud yells. What makes this episode so special, in my opinion, is Ian's comments to the dialogue. The fact that he's actually casually just absorbing radiation because he doesn't have the proper equipment or, suit that he sort of gave away in another episode. And also, just Amish's reaction to things. Yeah! What stops this episode from being higher on the list is nothing really exceptional happens, outside of Amish making a lot of material for Nilsson's How to Find Porn video on this channel. Subscribe to Nilsson, and if you haven't already, why the f*** are you not doing it? It's so cool. Though I will say, there is some decent humor and some good action, and 90% of the McBloke Show is that anyway, so...
Number 9.
Season 1, Episode 22, Traveling to Diamond City. Yeah, back-to-back Fallout 4 episodes. This episode starts off with Ian the Fourth in seconds saves the people of the Minute Man. Sonny apparently keeps on kissing Ian's PC. I'm sorry if that's true or not. Gonna have to find out. Maybe we can get boots on the ground in Australia. We also get some great Satisfactory music hidden as Jason's theme. The start of Ian's hate for dog meat as he can't be eaten because he's not Asian food.
I'm bored of it now.
Ian following around Preston Garvey, who really needs to take a dump. What I really enjoyed about this episode was how insane Ian could get while killing people. He seems bloodthirsty. Look at that machine gun.
I can load! I have a machine gun! I have a machine gun!
Also, the heyday in this episode is one of my favorites from this Fallout series. Seeing the sibling bickering also helps. Overall, what stopped this episode from being even higher is the lack of story development. I mean, come on, we need Ian and Jason lore. Ian and Jason lore! Also, Ian, stupidly enough, leaving behind his armored suit, which will be valuable later down the line. Actually, no, wait, that's a compliment, because we get to see dumb Ian doing dumb things. Either way, this is an audible number 9.
Hey, Gold, you should check out this channel I've reunited with recently. The McBloke Show.
Alright, let me give this a try.
A few moments later.
Nelson, I think there's something wrong with this video.
Such as?
Well, I don't think they're speaking English. Have you ever actually listened to them?
English? Nah, man. They come from the noun honor. Scientific proof that Australia exists.
Oh, no. Where are you? Where are you? This reminds me, did you know I have a toilet? My rectum is bleeding. Terminal. Oh my goodness! It's definitely here! Stop me! Oh my goodness! It's like a timer for the rest of my life! So, are you a combination of copper and Teleria? Because you are cute. What the heck?
Number 8.
Season 3, Episode 24, Your Mom Gets Caught. This episode starts off with a disturbing start. Baby noises. We then as a group learned that Ian killed Sonny, that bastard! And he should be in a federal prison for hate crimes against machinery. This episode has some really nice team-ups against Ian and some insult toward Nilsson, which more always welcomed. What makes this episode stand out, outside the baby noise off between Shubzo and Ian, which...
Milk up now!
Yeah, that helps. Is the fact that the episode has the imposter outing himself twice. That also is the reason why it's low on this list. If it were one time, it would be much higher.
Are you gonna say sorry for burning my son?
Excuse me.
Oh yes, the timing of comments was impeccable in this episode, which helps it crack the top 10 list. This episode also had the revolt of the storytime. The first, well, not the first true one, but the first one to really make an impact. I fervently do that. An amazing clutch win from Nilsson at the end of the episode that won't soon be forgotten also helped this episode. I hate life. But I love revolutions. So let's get into this. The revolution starts off with me entering this unforsaken server. Then I get introduced to both McBlokes, Jason, who at first is a hard ass with a charming personality. Then Ian, who is kind of a gentle man, with hints of being an absolute sociopath. I mean, they are still that way, but I'm more on the inside now. Then after that, we get the chaos of the server. Miko is trans, Daku is emotional, and then there's everyone else that varies from a child to something even worse. Porter. Granted, he doesn't enter this revolution just yet. We have Annette spamming like her life was on the line, which, you know, probably was. Turns out she's actually a really good admin. I mean, who would have thought? Not me. Jason nor Ian were listening to my ideas because of their Aussie brains being too either big or small. I'll let you decide that one. The revolution ends off with me leaving the server, in which I could have had my farewell be for a presidency. In fact, my farewell was actually going to be certain. It was going to be gone. I was gone. I was out of there. Then Nilsson talked me back into here, and now I'm here doing this video. But hey, let's look at the results of my revolution. Peace and harmony. Well, mostly.
Number 7.
Season 1, episodes 18, Jason locks up Ian. What's that? I can't hear you, you're all muffled or something. Oh, now I get it. You're Ian in this episode. Yes, this was the first time actually having a chill McBloke Show episode. Well, I say chill. They just still have Ian screaming at the top of his lungs and eating live animals.
Master Jason.
Yes.
Einstein, your cat is missing.
Oh yeah, I ate it. I was a bit hungry.
The cold open in this episode is one of my favorite openings in all of the McBloke Show. Seeing Jason actually joyful is so rare. It almost makes you happy. Then you remember he actually wants to rule the world one day and will take down anyone in his way. And then you remember maybe it's God's way of having Ian torment Jason to keep him in check. Nonetheless, in this game we see Jason working on wire and cable, trying to improve his great empire. Meanwhile, we have Ian peeing in a box.
What?
Lovely.
Okay, what the heck? That's transgenderism.
Ha! We caught yo bitch ass in 4K. We also see in this episode fueling. This also brings to the main reason this episode is on my list. We see so much progress get done in this episode. It's actually insane.
I don't care.
We also see Ian doing his best Anakin impression. Overall, there aren't really any flaws. I mean, oh yes, how can I forget the best part of this episode, the main reason why it's on the list. The killing Ian cutscene. Now, I must say this next line for legal purposes. I had no idea Jason's motives to kill Ian. To me, they were a perfectly normal relationship between two brothers who are actually acquaintances. And it comes as a shock and disgust that Jason would kill Ian during this dark time. With that said, I voted for the blenderizing option.
What did you do to Sonny? I've been calling him for the last 5 minutes.
Sonny? Oh yeah, I ate him.
You did what?
Yeah, I've always hated that guy, but he tastes pretty good.
That's it. I've had enough.
Jason, what are you doing? You could just rebuild him again like always.
I'm grabbing my blender. I'm gonna blenderize you.
No! Jason! Jason!
Number 6.
Season 2, Episode 10, Baby Monitor. The 6th entry on this list has Jason and his battle against turrets, as well as Ian and his battle against the police.
The police coming straight from the underground.
No, Nilsson, that song is too dangerous for Ian. He prefers the Whoopie Donkey song over actual art. What really helps this episode be so high on the list is listening to Ian via Baby Monitor, I'm not gonna lie. I do love hearing what he does whenever he's not tormenting Jason.
Listen to this, audience.
So that's fun. I also really actually like the puzzles in this section of the game. They're some of my favorites and totally didn't give me PTSD from the time I played this with a mouse pad or a broken computer. Ha! Also, a little side note, why does a police officer sound like a McBloke?
Okay, I'm gonna need to see your driver's license.
Nonetheless, the only downside this episode really has is some jokes that don't really hit, like the George Floyd reference, which is now 2 years old. Jesus, I thought that was last year. Moving on, Jason explains to Keith what marriage is, you know, that's brilliant, especially considering what happens between the two of them in an episode that appears later on this list.
Welcome to another episode of Bob Nilsson. Today, we're painting a very nice wood scenery, as you can see. Kinda. We're not here for the painting, but we'll still paint anyways. No, we're here to talk about one thing. One very, very important thing. And that is the McBloke Show server. Now, if you know what the McBloke Show is, I suggest you click the link in the description down below and subscribe to their channel, because they have a server too. And unlike most channel servers, this one is quite relaxing. Well, sometimes. But generally, it's quite calm, soothing, fun. Many things you can... Oh my god, this long hair. Yes. It's a blessing and a curse. Because once you go in, there's no going out. You are stuck in here, like the figments of my imagination are stuck in this canvas piece. You should definitely join. You'll have the time of your life. You've seen my friend before, 80s Nilsson. He's 80% accurate about what he said. I'll tell you the truth. It's fun, but at what cost? If you join the McBloke Show server today, just know you're signing a life warranty, and there's probably a 5% chance you can actually escape. Just be aware of Ian. He's a menace. But that's all I need to talk about today. I'm Bob Nilsson.
Number 5.
Season 4, Episode 10, Jason loses his innocence. Speaking of later on this list, I mean now! Later is now, and Tuesday is also Tuesday! Portal 2 not only is the game one of my favorites of all time, but it also includes Jason being powerless, merely a cog in the machine! Something that never has really been seen before. By people who are still alive. Also, I find it ironic that Jason, over the course of these games, takes order from robots. It brings a certain sense of everything coming full circle, considering what he does to Sunny. The cold open to this game is great. You can see chaos all around Jason. Jason's reactions to his quickly failing environments are amazing, and the natural in-game music is kick-ass. The highlight of this video is Keith at Jason's interactions and screaming matches. That's also the low light of this video as well. I don't know why, I was having such a great time just seeing Jason scream around chaos, and it's just so relaxing almost. Then Keith stepped in and needed to poo. That sort of took it out of me. Then we got Bill Clinton's sex that brought me back into it, and then he left me. Like Jason's romantic attraction to anything that isn't a cube. Though the final 3 minutes might be some of the best humor this series has ever seen. Keith doing what he did was deserving, but also amazing. This helps it rank so highly, but it could have been better.
I did hardcore drugs because I was bored. Now I'm in jail. Better call McBloke.
I was out doing alcohol running over cows.
You are under arrest.
I better call McBloke!
Hi, I'm Ian McBloke. Did you know you have a funny bone? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe until they have laughed, every man, woman, and child is boring, and that's why we fight for you, YouTube. Better call McBloke! Number 4.
Season 2, Episode 7. Action-packed. Ah, Nilsson, you hear that? That's the sounds of majestic peace. Well, that was short-lived. This episode was absolutely amazing, packed with great material, so let's take a dive into what made it so great. First off, the sibling bickering really helped. The idea and imagery of Jason eating one of Ian's kids.
he made the icy balls. That's
It's both brilliant and disturbing. The mannequin incident, and Jason being, for a lack of better term, horny towards said mannequins is certainly something.
They got some curves. Yeah!
Spectacular! Everything I just mentioned may have earned it somewhere in the lower 10. What launches it to number 4 is the action in the final 8 minutes. This episode really does carry the weight of the load in terms of action. It is just so great seeing Ian misuse his stim packs. Then he's running around in circles from men chasing him with bats. He knows this happens some lot considering what happened to Nelson. It just really is great. I really loved this episode, and also this episode compared to the next episode on the list are just polar opposites in terms of entertainment value. So definitely check this episode out. Check all these episodes out, including the honorable mentions. And, check out every McBloke Show episode. Do it. I'm gonna sick Sonny on you. Jason's gonna give me the launch codes, and I'm gonna do it.
Hello and welcome to Among Us. Ignore the messages on the side here. Just, the server I'm in. Yeah, so I know I don't usually record episodes anymore, let alone this. But I decided, why not? Why not give it a try? Here you go. It's gonna be a long waiting time, though. What's going on here? Hi there, Muff Man. Oh. Yeah, so let's just sit around and, wait. What are you doing here?
Are you playing that dead game Among Us?
Of course I am. I need content, man.
Oh, it's content you want, huh? Well,
Yeah.
I got just the thing for you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's just say things got a little
Oh, what is
outta
this?
hand.
Whoa, what is this? Why are all the Nilsons coming in here? Whoa. Are those just random strangers? Joseph, what are you doing? No, what are you doing? No!
Number 3?
Season 4, Episode 3, No Ian Means Gay Jason. The first time in a long time you get a peaceful, satisfactory episode, with only some slight interruptions from Ian.
Got nothing. I didn't even feel. Yes? Who's this?
I'm starting to notice a pattern on this top 10 list. Most of the episodes on here feel different than what we usually get, which is, in the most complimentary way I could say this, sexually frustrating groans. So let's get into what makes this episode the bronze of the top 10 list. Firstly, the idea of hell for Ian in Jason's mind is him being stuck with his wife. I find that funny and also sadly accurate.
You know what I mean?
Jason creates a chainsaw and kind of ejaculates to it.
Yes!
The episode also has the best grinding of gear segment. It's quick, efficient, and most importantly, it's really hilarious. It also has a maniacal laugh from Jason, so, that's good. Also, this has the best McBloke Show ad time for their Discord server, featuring Bill Cosby Nilsson. Thank God he didn't ask if I wanted Jello Pops. I may have said yes. We see more production on Jason's Empire and a nice montage with calming music. Oh yeah, and also a very important phone call that I do not think I can share the contents of this information without some men in black popping up out of nowhere to take me away.
Oh, hi Barry.
Honestly, the only thing holding it back from higher rankings on the list is number 2 and number 1 are just that much better.
It could be any one of them, but who?
My bet is that it's Keith.
Are you joking me? It's clearly Amish.
No. It's Haid.
Julia!
Einstein.
We take this stuff way too seriously, man.
Yeah, we do. It's probably just Jason's real life son pretending to be a robot.
Okay, now that's just silly. There's no way it could be that.
Number 2?
Season 3, Episode 14, Ian's Killing Spree. Yes, number 2 is Ian's Killing Spree. But from the title alone, you want to know the contents of the silver medal episode, so let me enlighten you. For starters, we get a great opening. The two McBlokes fighting over Ian being in Vietnam. We also learn some McBloke lore as Jason and Ian legally aren't brothers.
He got my passport and his passport and legally changed the definition so that we're no longer brothers.
Double Blade, who is a mainstay on the Among Us videos, does poorly as imposter, which isn't really that surprising, but he does it with such righteous intent you almost want him to win. Well, almost. Annette nearly coming in the clutch for a victory as imposter, but she made one small mistake. Heartbreaking to say the least. This sparked to my revolution over Ian's story times are being shown, but quietly. Double Blade once again getting the imposter, just lose it in epic fashion. Then Ian kills Jason after Jason said Ian's name for this episode was stupid. Great comedic timing. We also have a big brain moment as I caught Ian red-handed. Just for Ian to go in the next round, God mode, as he kills everyone. We also see Nilsson killing people very originally as he moonwalks his way to his victims. The Super Ian Bros cutscene is actually funny and makes me want to actually play a game of the Super Ian McBlokes cutscene. This also is the only McBloke Show episode to have hide and seek be played, but Nilsson was the imposter, and he won! Congratulations! You did it! If only I had shown my side, then you would have seen how close you were.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Before we get to the #1 entry on this list, let us get to honorable mentions. Season 3, Episode 4, Never Celebrate Too Early. Man, this Among Us session, throughout this entire season, was really great, and honestly, all of them could have made the list, but it had to come down to 2, and this episode just missed the cut. It had great timing, great comedy, and Sunny telling Ian off for eating the fruit cake was brilliant. Season 3, Episode 20, Jason Explodes His Home. The Portal episode has some great visuals on the screen in terms of gameplay, but sadly nothing else really comes in. I will say this though, it nearly made the top 10 list just to hear Jason singing at the very end of the video. And lastly, the number 11, I guess you could say, Season 1, Episode 13, Indoor Fireworks. Oh man! This episode was really brilliant in chaos. Jason screaming the best scream he can, and also fireworks going all over the place. The imagery is just beautiful in my mind's eye. The fact Jason was just calmly playing Satisfactory the entire time, well, I say calmly, stressfully playing a calm Satisfactory the entire time, helped a lot.
And the #1 McBloke Show episode is
Season 2, Episode 21, Sunny's Malfunction. If you know me from the McBloke Show server, then you know this episode remains to this day #1 favorite episode of the entire series. This was the episode that actually I clicked the subscribe button on the McBloke Show for, and the laugh track in this episode is just...
Okay, now Sonny, don't answer him. Don't listen to a word he says. No.
Beautiful. Honestly, to this point, I'm sort of glad they haven't reused the laugh track again, because it was so perfect in this episode. I do not think it can be replicated in the manner that they want. It was just such great comedy. Red F won this week's shout out, which was very, very well deserved. Y'all should actually give his channel a watch if you haven't already, which if you haven't already, you're boring and you don't have a life! Get a life! Ian recommends Sunny be put down because he's sweeping the floor with his left hand. It's quite odd considering it'd be later revealed that Ian reprogrammed Sunny for his own use. Jason and his shocked noises of betrayal help.
I hate him! What did you do it? What you do to him?
In fact, I think we can time perfectly where we can see his heart breaks. Oh, you hate to see it. Also, more Jason screaming, which is always a great sound to hear. The Idiot Trap V2, and Sunny being shut down with Windows noises. Then we get Jason VPN, as the world is ended, thanks to Elon. Then Ian breaks the bridge, and we get very many swear words and expletives, and oh my, Jason. Yeah, I think you have more swear words in that one clip than I do, and will have in this entire video. Yeah, the laugh track really helped, especially in that scene. Also, Nilsson, thank you. Then, after convincing Ian to check out that weird part of the floor, after nearly being killed through sand contraptions, we get an amazing moment as Ian falls for the idiot trap in hilarious fashion. After that, we get a battle over the McBlokes where no one wins except for the audiences. So yeah, that is my top 10 list, and before I end it off, I just have a few words to say.
What do the McBlokes mean to me? I get to collaborate with someone with over 1k subscribers.
Ian, a good friend, yes, can be idiot, but he is trying to crack a smile at us all time, even at the weirdest time, lol. Tries to solve half of the issues, and tries to make the server fun. Jason, you may be serious, but not always. We all can agree you're the boss of the server, not Ian. But you're a good friend there when we need it. And try to help the server at times even when they don't like missions and such. Tie for everything YouTube and Gold and Nilsson. I don't really know much to say, they have a lot of meaning. But what I can tell you is that, from those early days they did what not men can hold. They got their library of videos removed and kept moving in spite of that, and I wholeheartedly support them.
I'll say the McBlokes. They were a group of friends. They support me. They allow me to find collabs, make better content. They're funny. They open me up to new possibilities. And yeah, just better relationships with other YouTubers, I guess.
Well, there are a couple of amazing friends to me, and they kind inspire me to make some funny content on my channel cause they're so funny, but I can match their level of McBlokes. They're just great friends and amazing YouTubers. First started watching their channel, it was called the McBloke Show or something like that. One thing that they have still maintained is the level of energy per video. The McBlokes have stayed the same for all these years, nothing has changed about them, and they are awesome.
What do Jason and Ian McBloke mean to me? Well, first of all, I just really appreciate them for putting me in their videos. It's absolutely mental. I went from 50 subs to 200 subs in under a year, and that's all down to the McBlokes. And I really appreciate them for doing that. I really appreciate them for believing in me and helping me through my YouTube journey so far. And them commenting on my videos when I upload, it really puts a smile on my face. Thank you, Ian and Jason, and keep up the good work.
What do the McBlokes mean to me? That's kind of difficult to answer in a short amount of time, so I will be breaking my own rules here, ever so slightly. It's very rare that you get a group of people, or a person that you respect so great. It's very rare to get two of them who happen to be twins, who happen to be brothers, or acquaintances by law. And it's varied, because yeah, I do joke, I jest, I do call one of them the lesser McBloke, one the superior McBloke, but it's all in good fun, and I always do it with a smile on my face. For me, with Jason, and I will go with both of them, first with Jason, his chaotic dreams to one day rule the world, his great sense of humor, his great opinionated self mean a lot to me, because I, to some degree, like having someone that is willing to disagree with me and not get into a shouting match. And we do disagree on certain things, religious beliefs and various other things I won't get into. Then with Ian, right, we also disagree on certain things as well. That's perfectly fine. With Ian, he definitely is difficult at times, but I don't know many nearly 70-year-old men that are willing to get into a game night server with me and my degenerate friends and play along with the jokes. I'd be hard pressed to find another person like that. You know, as someone who is very selective with people I let in my life, with the people that I tell stuff to, having these two people, though Jason doesn't want to be a person for much longer, which I prefer to be sympathetic, but having these two guys, to some degree, texting with them, talking with them every now and then, means a lot. Because, as I mentioned previously, I do respect them, and I respect their opinions in many aspects. So, what do the McBlokes mean to me? They mean a lot. And words can't fully describe exactly what they mean to me, outside of respect. So, yeah, that's what the McBlokes mean to me.
Here we are at the end of the video, and oh boy. Gold was not lying in the beginning of this video when he said this is a 3-month project. Remember back in December when Gold discussed this to me, that maybe we should do a top 10 McBloke Show episodes, because Raw and SmackDown was going to end soon. So we thought, hey, how about we just, do one last project together, the final one, the final countdown, and here we are. There was a project with all 4 of us together. Gold did all the, script stuff. I did the editing, recording as well. Jason did his parts with the, the countdown. Ian did his parts with the countdown, some of the skits, This was a group project all together. And this was not just, a top 10 video. This was an appreciation video towards the McBlokes. They've been back on YouTube for, I believe, a year now, if not almost a year now. And they absolutely deserve every single bit of this video right now. They work way too hard to get very little appreciation out of people. And honestly, they deserve to get a lot of it. And that's why the first YouTube appreciation was them. These guys need so much credit. Currently, they're working on Season 5. Season 5 is about to probably be the longest season between Season 4 and 5 because of how much work they're putting into that and just how much time is on their hands. You know, please help them out. I don't want them to lose their passion. You know, they've been waiting so long to get back into this position again. I don't want to see them lose it again. And this time, you know, they'll actually be doing it by choice. Because last time it wasn't by choice. I absolutely appreciate these two a lot. I've already shared why I appreciate these two. Gold did as well. Just to cut this thing, you know, short and not talk on forever, I really do appreciate what they did for me back in 2015, considering how annoying I was. And I do appreciate that they welcomed me back with, you know, welcoming arms and actually did remember me too. It's crazy, considering that I am much different. But yet again, 6 years, there's a big difference between that time. But I was so happy to do this video. I really was. And hopefully they enjoyed this video a lot. And hopefully you guys subscribe to their channel down below and possibly join their Discord server as well. That is all for this video. Thank you for coming along. Peace out.